marigolds from my early garden. These little tiny guys. There's I can't think of the name. I believe those are oh, it just went brain dead. Alyssum. I believe it's alyssum. And they're still growing from the early spring garden, summer garden. So yes, it is 2024. It's Bear, aka Richard. I'm back to YouTube, doing YouTube videos again. I had a few YouTube videos on my first channel, which was Bear's GoPro Fishing Adventure. I decided to change it up because I moved away from the coast where I was doing all the coastal fishing and foraging, and I had a few videos on that. Traveling on the coast up in Coos Bay, Oregon. And I moved down to Redding, California. It's a big jump and it's a lot different. The weather here is extremely hot. I spent my first year here. I'm getting used to it, and I have to say, Southern California, where I'm from, is really hot, but it's a little hotter here in Redding. But I did grow a lot of fruit, and if I get better at this editing thing, when I get better at this editing thing, maybe I can have some pictures up from this year's garden. But right now, I just want to let everybody know, that anyone that has been watching my videos on the last channel, this one's all new. So it's going to be Bear's Garden Adventure. And I'm starting over because I'm in a new place. Why Bear's Garden Adventure? I love gardening. You know, I love fishing too, don't get me wrong, but I absolutely love gardening. And I'm a lot closer to home and to my garden to where I have to travel to go fish. That's not a problem. I can still travel to go fish, but I'll get much more content and much more useful content for anyone viewing it who wants to learn how to garden. So that's basically what I'm doing. I'm learning how to garden. I know how to garden, but I'm still learning how to garden. I could have had a winter garden this year. I knew nothing about it until the fall of this year. I could have been planting seeds in October to grow through the winter, and I had no idea. So I'm making this new channel to help people and myself understand gardening more and better, and to be able to feed your family. And that's my main goal here, is to feed my family, feed myself, and to try to keep us out of the department stores as much as we can. I want to learn how to make, and am learning how to make fertilizer, liquid fertilizer. I'm learning how to make compost. I have all that stuff going already from this year and earlier this year up until a couple of weeks ago. I'm doing some experiments with sweet potatoes. I'll show you guys those in a few minutes. And of course, what else I got going around here, I'll show. But the point of this video is to let everyone know that although I'm a long way from what I was doing before, it's still pretty much going to be in the same areas, because I am still going to fish. But the difference is I'll bring those fish back to my garden, clean them in my garden, cook them in my garden, crayfish, you know, mushrooms, when I start learning how to cook and eat them, and safely find and eat mushrooms. I do want to do catch and cooks and plant and cooks in my garden. So that's basically what this channel is going to be all about, the changing and the renewing of my channel. It's no longer just Bear's GoPro Fishing. It's Bear's Garden Adventure. And the adventure is all the other stuff I can do outside of the garden and bring it back into the garden, like cooking in the garden. Just how I used to cook out while camping, doing the other videos, if anybody saw them. So without further ado, let me walk you guys around the garden and show you what's left here. There really isn't much, but there's still a few edible things. So yeah, that's not edible. That's a beautiful flat from Mom's hospital visit. Flower flat from Mom's hospital visit. It was a little tiny shriveled up thing when I planted it at the beginning of the year, and look at it now. But anyways, so edible garden I still have. I have this mint. Pretty sure marigolds aren't edible, but I could be wrong about that. I'm gonna research it. I have lots of onions and garlic. And last year, this is where I planted some of my melons. About 4 different melons I planted here and they grew up on top of this trellis, and they grew all over the place. I'm gonna do that again this year with different ones. Tomato, still growing. Look at that, still growing beautifully. Let me get out here. One thing about Reading and why it's so good to plant out here is it's pretty warm all year round. It's strange, but it is. I mean, look at these tomatoes. This is December 30th, I believe, 29th, 30th, one of those. And look at these tomatoes. But yeah, it's getting cold. Things are happening. I'm thinking about covering it up. Other things I still have grown in the garden is edible. This is a dwarf blue kale. This dwarf blue kale is still edible. Let's go for the smaller, like these ones. But those are still edible. And I had so much stuff planted out here. You know, I have so many ideas. Here's some more garlic that did not do good because I need to get them in better dirt. And there's some more, I was gonna say thyme. Here's some more mint. I need to get it in better dirt as well. Still growing. Look at that here. Strawberries. Yes. Strawberries. And my experiment here are these sweet potatoes. Right here. Oh, where's the other one? This is sweet potato. And I just put these dry in the ground. That's an experiment that I'm doing. Another experiment I'm doing are these bricks. I have pots for every one of these bricks. I'm going to lay in herbs in all of those bricks and flowers. Non-edible. Snapdragons, don't think they're edible. Neighbors. Tomatoes. So this is a pot that's going to grow some dark purple basil, I believe. Dark purple opal basil, I believe it was. But all those seeds are back in there and covering them up to keep them warm. This is my giant compost pile. I'll reveal this compost pile in another video, maybe February or something. That's my big giant compost pile. Everything in this compost pile, all the wood, I mean all the dirt, everything came out of this garden. All of these were full of dirt. All of these were full of dirt. I have like 5 of them. All of these. This big tote down here, all this was full of dirt. Everything that I grew in this garden is now in here. And it's being eaten up by the worms and by the microorganisms. I feed this once a month. I used to feed it once a week. Now I'm feeding it once a month with kitchen scraps and everything else that I still pull out of the garden. And I've learned how to make tea. So let's show this off real fast. This is my tea. Set this over here. I'll show you what I'm doing here. I'll explain this more in other videos, but I'm making tea. And if you want to look inside, this tea is nothing but, I don't know if I showed that good enough, but let's do it again. But there's nothing but stuff out of the garden. And it's making this good nutrient tea, and I'm letting it get rained on. The rain's coming through here and making this into what it is. And then once we get the tea going good, let's get these out of here. I have it going like this so I don't have to worry about straining everything out of it. So this is what we get. That's all fertilizer. That's all liquid fertilizer from composting. And that's all I'm doing here is composting. And when this is done, after about a week, maybe that's when I'll open up the compost pile. Because after about another week, when this is a bit stronger, I'm going to dilute it with water, and I'm going to pour it into here so I can feed all of my compost and worms and microorganisms. Okay, and then back here, one more project I'm showing. This is my woman's plant. This is her little space where she has all her plants, but I have other plants back here that I'm trying to overwinter. Avocado. I'm trying to overwinter peppers. Okay. Look at that dirt. Look at that mushroom down there. And then this is my sweet potatoes. the experiment here with the sweet potatoes and the yams is I'm trying to get them to get mushrooms. I'm trying to get them to get roots going. So once they get those roots going, and then shortly after that, the spears, I'll be able to plant them. But right now, I'm hoping they get cold out here and kind of want to go for a winter hibernation, if you will, for at least 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'm going to bring these inside and put them in the warm house. And then in February, hopefully they should grow. I'm hoping. But anyways, that's it. That's what I'm doing, and I'm going to be uploading as often as I can. I'm learning how to upload to YouTube again. I'm still learning how to edit. I'm not very good at it, but I got a little bit of it going. So yeah, that's what my new channel is all about. It's all about gardening and adventures in between gardening. So if you guys want to come along with me, that would be wonderful. All right, let's say goodbye. Come here. Let's say goodbye to everybody. This is my beautiful puppy. Go say goodbye to everybody. Huh? Okay, say goodbye to everybody. Goodbye. That's just my puppy Bella. All right, so yeah, peace out. Have a good one, and let's get gardening, y'all. Get gardening and eat what we grow. Peace.